This is my Shop My Stash for January. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. We are going to be shopping my stash for January, which means I'm going to take you through my makeup drawer and tell you all about what was in here for December. I'm even going to show you what was in my travel makeup bag when I went to London. I know it's a very long time coming, but I'm going to show it to you anyways. I have used up a product this month as well, and right at the end of the year, you could say. I'm going to show you what lipsticks I wore, and then we'll go into my makeup collection to select some new products to see. And it's a new year, so I definitely want to set some goals again. What foundation do I want to use up? I have two where I'm like, those could be nice for like a little bit of a project. There isn't, as far as I know, like I do have plenty of new makeup in, but I'm not going to prioritize it yet for this Shop My Stash. I first want to go back to some old favorites to start off the new year, and then in February I'm going to make more of an effort to try out new things again, because I do like to do that from time to time, where I just take a bit of a back burner, like a back seat you could say, on trying the new products and just go for what I already know I love. So this was what was in my Shop My Stash for December. These are like my brow products and my mascara. I have my paint pot here, and then over to the side, you can just about see it here. You can see some things I played with in December anyways. So the product I used up is my Archery Brow Pencil by Soap & Glory. This was a long time coming. I thought I was going to use it up ages ago, and I didn't quite manage that. I do think that these brow pencils from Soap & Glory are really good because you can essentially use them for an entire year, and very often these micro like skinny eyebrow pencils, again, you can go through them really quickly because they're so soft. These are a little bit tougher, so they are also better at keeping their shape, so you can be far more precise with them, which is what I enjoy. I think the pan on my MAC eyeshadow has just gotten bigger in the past month. You can really see the dent now. Loving that. My paint pot isn't showing any use yet. I can feel the glass bottom when I'm sticking my finger in there, but it could be a couple of weeks until you actually start to see like the product being pushed towards the side. It always takes a while with MAC paint pots to actually visually see it before you like see that. Mascara is still going strong. These are good. I've got my Catrice Glam and Dull, of course. Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift, my favorite black mascara of all time. And then my two favorite brown mascaras, you could say. The Lash Princess by Essence and the Glam and Dull Waterproof in the brown from Catrice. Brow products still going strong. I have two Catrice products in. They were out of my favorite Essence Make Me Brow for such a long time in my shade. So I bought the Color and Fix Brow Mascara in Blonde Ashes. The sticker is wearing off. I don't know. But yeah, this is nice. The brush is just a little bit too big for my liking. I did try that in the past when it first released though. Slimmatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil by Catrice. This is in the shade Blonde as well. Ash Blonde 015. This is nice, but you can see that this is just completely warped because it's so soft. As you're like brushing it into your brows, you just kind of sort of push down on the tip, which I don't think is that fun. In here, we had some foundations, which I'm going to exchange for some different things. The Unleashia cushion and the Romand cushion. This is the Bare Water Tint in shade 2. Yeah, Pure 21. And Unleashia Don't Touch Glass Pink in 21N. This I thought I could use up within a month, but I didn't. It's still going strong, so I'm going to go back to it at some point in 2026 to use it up in earnest, but I do want to get to some other things first. My Kosas powder is on its last legs. The cap has broken off. Every single time I try to grab for this, it almost falls onto the floor because there's no structure to it anymore when you try to pick it up, because it's like the bottom of the pan is the thing you need to now pick it up from, but the top lid is so thick and heavy that your fingers do not grasp your product well enough. So now that lid has broken off, I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this in my Shop My Stash. It's still good to go. The product is still fine, but you can tell from where I've like dropped it and I've like scratched the product with the lid, and it's just getting a little bit messy, and I don't like my products to be messy, but I can still use it another round. This I thought I could use up, but again, it's still going strong. I'm not sure what's going on with the Kiko Skin Tone Concealer I bought this time round, because in the past I've used this up twice already. It went super quickly, and this time round I've had it in for another like round. You can see the usage. I mean, you can see that it's going way, way down, but it's still going strong. So at some point in 2026, I will use that one up. The blush I use the most, because it's right at the front, is the MUA Blushed Liquid Blusher in Rouge Noir. I didn't really do a lot of bronzer or highlighter this month, I have to be fair. I was just using this, and I really like the look. I also really had a Jones Road moment. This is in the shade Tawny. It's their Miracle Balm, but I don't love the scent of these. These Jones Road product scents have such a heavy citrusy scent. It's so fragranced. I don't love it. I also had my favorite Kiko bronzer in. This was really pretty. If I wore a bronzer, I wore this. And I've just found out that this holiday skin bronzer, you can tell, like, by Catrice, they discontinued this years ago, and it's just a bit of a heavy formula. I feel I have better bronzers in my collection currently, so I was reaching for the Kiko over that the entire month. Then an old favorite, the Becca Vanilla Quartz. I did reach for this a couple of times. I wasn't using it a whole lot. Again, this type of formula, I don't feel it's very current. I do still really like the shade though, but it is a very pretty product. And then I was using my Fenty in How Many Carats. This is really pretty too. You can see this has a bit of a dent now, so I'm not anywhere close to using it up, and it's only a baby. When I wanted to wear a highlighter this month, it was this one. Then the Glossier Stretch Concealer in G12 or G11. G12. This is pretty. I wore it, again, more so at the start of the month when I was wearing a little bit more makeup than towards the end of the month, and I use my Catrice color corrector with it because the Glossier is so thin. And then these were all the new bits that I wanted to test out, and I did try them. I did put them on my face. I used them enough to have thoughts, and they're really pretty. I just didn't get around to writing the reviews because I was so busy in December. It took me 2 weeks just to transfer the pictures from my camera to my to my laptop. It was a nightmare. December was not a fun month, you could say. But we have M Cosmetics. This is Tickled. This is really pretty. It's a really pretty mauvey toned sort of blush. It has quite a bit of it's more of like a putty sort of texture, so it's a bit of a weird one, but I do really enjoy it. It's very reminiscent of a K-Beauty product I used to have in the past. The Appuy Jelly Dough Blusher is very similar to this. And then these are all K-Beauty or J-Beauty products. The Heart Pop I bought in through YESSTYLE. This is by Etude. This is in Lavender Flush. And this is pretty, but I do feel it's better for me to use this as a topper over things. By itself, it's too white. There's too much of a white cast to this, even on my skin tone. So you need to be very fair to get away with just that. But these were really pretty, especially together. I had no expectations for this Canmake and Saison products. I picked them up from Japan just to give them a whirl. I was using this more as a highlighter. This is the Nuancer Pearl Glow Nuancer and the Glow Floor Cheeks. And these were really pretty. This was really pretty, sort of like soft, purpley pink. It was really pretty on. It had a bit of glow. And then especially over this, it worked really, really well together. The Etude one is matte, so I would never use it as a highlighter. But this has a really beautiful sort of subtle sheen to it, and they work really, really well together. This is going to stand the test of time, but I don't think so. But I'm definitely going to keep one of these, I think, in a makeup memory box, just to keep it as a memory from Japan. So that's everything that I used in December, but I did travel in December. And when I travel, I do like to keep some things in. Like, I very often will just pick and choose from my shop my stash to take things with me. So I took the Unleashia, I took the Kiko, but for powder, I have this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light as my designated travel powder, so I just have a mini of that on hand for comparisons as well, but I also use it when I travel. And then everything else, sort of like cheek-wise, I tend to just go for my Dior little Backstage palette in Universal. You can see where I've used it now. It's really starting to become well used, which I really enjoy. But yeah, this is my go-to travel palette for the face. And then for this round, I actually did decide to also bring this for bronzer, because I'm not always a huge fan of the bronzer options in the Dior palette. They are quite golden, which works for me better in the summertime, spring, summer, fall time. It's better for me. But come November, when I was traveling this time, I need something a little bit more cool toned. And this was super easy to use. I could just like draw it onto my face and it blended really nicely. This is the Kiko Sculpting Touch contour stick in 200. So that went with me. I like to take a mini perfume, and because it was November and because I was going places, I was like, I'm going to take my Kayali Vanilla 28, which I don't normally travel with because I find it a little too heady, especially if I'm like in close spaces, but I was outside a lot during that trip, so it worked quite well actually. And then everything else I've got for you is eyes. I brought these two products so that I could do something a little bit more smoky and sultry for the nighttime. So the Kiko Milano eyeshadow stick in shade 20 came. This was really, really lovely just to dab it across the top lash line, and then this as well to intensify it. It's by Victoria Beckham Beauty. It's her eyeliner in Cocoa. Again, well used, as you can see. A go-to for me is the Trinity London Eye to Eye in Mystery. I love this. This is on top of my vanity. And on days where I didn't want to do a lot of makeup towards the end of the month because I had vacation, but I still wanted to wear something, it was a bit of this with this on top, and then as you will see, something else that I topped over it. But yeah, that worked really well for me. Of course, I had to bring my ColourPop Super Shocks. Again, I wore this like once, I think. I think I did my makeup slightly differently every single day. Here's So Quiche. You can see I'm very close to hitting pan on that. And Ritz, I'm actually thinking of, maybe I should just get rid of this at this point. Like, this is pretty much used up. It doesn't look like it, but it's actually so, like, there's only a little bit of product around the edge, and everything else is pretty much gone. Like, this is so old and gross. Like, I've taken this on so many trips, though. It's really pretty. I do still like that. And then I decided to bring my Josie eyeshadows because I wanted to wear something sparkly. So that was great. So I would put something like this on top of my looks just to intensify them for the nighttime. And I got lots of compliments from ladies who were working in the different beauty stores I went to. So that was a good thing. They were all asking me, what's that on your lids? And I was like, it's Chinese makeup. And then in London, I bought myself 3 of these Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeshadows. I got 1 of the matte ones, 2 of the new ones that she launched for the holiday season. So I got Aria, Ione, and this is Celine, if I'm not mistaken. And I've been wearing these a lot over the Christmas period. Again, I've just been using these travel makeup bits as a bit of a base, using the Kiko eyeshadow stick or the Victoria Beckham eyeliner to sort of set up the look, use the Trinity London, and then this silver on top, or this, I did a look for Christmas Day with just these 3, and it was really, really pretty. On top of the vanity, we also have a couple of bits all the time. This is about halfway gone. The Pretty Fresh setting spray from ColourPop. The Bouncy Plump primer from Essence is about halfway done. I think I can use these up in January, at least the Essence one. The Catrice lip balm is still going strong. I really didn't think this would contain that much product, but it does have 12 grams, it says here. It's really nice in the morning time. And my Milano eyeshadow primer, which is starting to become a little bit flat, but usually these things last me like a year and a half before I use them up, so I'm happy. For lips, you're probably wondering, so what did you wear? I was trying to use up my Velvet Muse. This is how much I have left. I'm going to keep using it. I did already buy a backup of it because I don't want to be without it, and I don't know when I will get to a Lisa Eldridge counter, and buying just one lipstick makes it a little bit expensive online, so I was like, might as well. I wore Velvet Jazz because it was a holiday season, and I love a bit of Velvet Jazz. And I wore Velvet Ribbon, of course, because, again, these are my 2 favorite, like, holiday red sort of lipsticks. I wore this fun little Kiko combo again, the Velvet Passion lipstick in 312, and the Creamy Color Lip Liner in shade 23. They make for a perfect pairing. I decided to wear one of the lip tints that I picked up in Japan to see if it was any different from any of the other lip tints that I have from Roman, because this just says that it's the Juicy Lasting Tint. It just has different packaging. This is in the shade Grape Bomb, and it's the same formula. They've just repackaged it. Laid Back Lilac, my favorite new lipstick that I got in 2025. You can already see a little bit of usage on that because I do reach for it a lot. And then I have my Kiko 510 Jelly Stilo, which is a cool tone brown. This is really interesting and different for if you want something different. And then this I was wearing quite a bit as well because it's a lip balm essentially. It's the Lasting Melting Balm by Romand in the shade Mauve Whip. I lost it over the summertime. I put it in my work bag and forgot to take it out, but it's back. And it's back with a vengeance. If I don't want to do much of a lip, I've been wearing this. That's with everything that was in here. Let's go into my makeup drawer and select some new products for January 2026. So welcome to the top drawer of my makeup collection. We've got foundations over here, bronzers, highlighters, blushes, primers, and these are concealers over here. And I have decided for myself that in 2026, I want to try and use up my Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. Not because I don't like this, but because I don't like the shape of the bottle. This is a bit weird. It needs to sit on top of your vanity for it to actually work. And because it's like either hiding in the back somewhere if it's in the box, I just haven't reached for it a whole lot. So I definitely want to make more use out of it because I do really enjoy the formula. So this is one that I want to try and use up completely. And I want to use up my Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream in shade 21 if I can manage it. I don't use a lot of foundation. I mainly use like half a pump, if that. I really use the thinnest layer ever. So I do struggle using up foundation sometimes, but this way I have a nice challenge for myself. And this is one of my old-time favorites. This was the first ever like foundation-like product that I ever tried that did work for me. Everything I had tried up until this point from the drugstore or high-end, I had tried Dior, I had tried Maybelline, I tried so many things, and it all broke me out or gave me an itch or a rash, or it did something to upset my skin until I tried this. So part of me wants to keep the Kiko concealer in, just to use it up. But I think I want to get more use out of my Instant Bright Serum Concealer by Catrice. This was really good. It came out in 2025, and I just want to see, again, if I can make some progress on this. It's in shade 010C. Do I want to make that my only concealer that I use all month? Do I want to include something else? Oh, you know what? I'm going to go in with my Maybelline as well, the Superstay in shade 5. I think now is a good time to be using that. Okay, so I'll use that. Powder I'm good for. Bronzer, I do want to select something different. And I think I'm going to go in with my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light because I want to hit pan on this. This has a nice dent in. I think I can do it. And this is also a cream product. So I think it's just time for me to do that. Then something that's good for me in January, it's the winter time. There isn't a lot I can get away with, but I can probably get away with this liquid bronzer from Catrice. This was also released in 2025. It's the Melted Sun Liquid Bronzer in Tan Lines? Tan Lines, that's the shade name. It's essentially a contour. I still have primer, so I don't need that. Then we get to highlighter and blush. Is there anything, like I didn't really buy any new bronzers, I know that. But for highlight, is there anything that I want to get to like straight away? Like I said, I mainly want to focus on using some old favorites. And an old favorite of mine for like this time of year is my Kiko Glow Fusion in shade 1. Nice bit of pan on this. I think I can expand the pan. So I do want that. What else do I want? What else do I want? I know. We can go in with MAC Double Gleam for if I want a little bit more of an intense highlight. That will be pretty. I don't think I've reviewed these yet. These highlighter drops from Kiko. Did I? I don't remember it. And these are really pretty in a swatch. It's in Sweet Dreams 02. So we have something liquid and we have something that's like a powder. So that's gonna work. So if my skin is super dry, I can use the liquid. For blush, I definitely want to do something a little bit cool tone and liquid. So I'm gonna go in with my M Cosmetics in Little Lilac. I think that will be pretty. I think I want to do this. I think this is called Mauve something, Muley, Bold, whatever. It's got a bit of a weird shade name, but it's by Nuse, N-U-S-E. This is a K-beauty brand, and I really like it, and it's a little bit more purpley than pink. Little Lilac is a little bit more purple, and I do want to go in with some of the cool tones I have. I haven't used this shade in a while. This is by Urban Decay. This is long since discontinued. It's the shade Rapture. I used to use it a lot in the fall time, but I wonder, can I make it work now? It's sort of like a plum sort of shade, so it's a little bit deeper than everything else I've selected. I think I want to do one more. So I've got 2 liquid. I think I want to do like 2 powders. This I need to select because I need to make up my mind about it. I love this Cover FX powder blush. This is in Mojave Mauve. Is Cover FX still a brand? Does anybody know? I haven't seen them anywhere in ages. But this is such a good, like, warmer tone because everything else is quite cool toned. So this way I have something a little bit more neutral leaning, and this is really pretty. It's a mauve tone. I swatched it again the other day during my Christmas break, and I really like the look of it. But I really haven't thought of having this product for such a long time. So I need to make a decision, like, is this something I'm going to declutter, yes or no? Or do I like it enough for it to stay? I think that we have everything that we need to, again, do a full face makeup look. So let me put these in the drawer, and then I'm going to show you what eyeshadow palettes I will be using this month. So there's everything in the drawer. It fits quite well, actually, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to be playing with in January. Save for the Kiko highlighting drops. I need to check whether I reviewed those already or not. But everything else I've already reviewed. So you can find swatches and what things look like on my face, either here on the channel or over on the blog. So make sure you use the links in the description box that I will have for you there, or just go to the blog and type the product name of what you're looking for with the word review, and then that's the first search result you'll get. So it's January, so we also will be testing out some new makeup again, and that means eyeshadow palettes for now, mainly. I got some things in London and through the Black Friday sales and over the Christmas period that I want to get to first. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do all of these yet. I'm pretty solid on these 5 things, that this is going to be my January review, but these are only 5 pans. So I was thinking maybe I can bring these in as well, but I may have to push these into February. I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll see how January goes, how I feel, because if I have energy, then I don't mind trying out a bit of extra eyeshadow, but if I'm feeling a bit tired, and January is not my favorite month of the year, let me tell you. I don't get depressed. I don't have winter depression or anything like that, but if there is like an equal to me, like for me being a bit depressed, then January is usually the month where I'm not doing too well. So it's usually it's busy-ish, but there's just no daylight. I always get a little bit sad around this time of year. But yeah, I did pick up these 2 MUA palettes when I was in London. I picked up Stardust. That was a new to me shade, and I'm not sure if the lighting will pick up on it because we're having a snow day today. But this seems to be a really pretty sort of duochrome sort of thing, and then you have one other like deeper shimmer and then 3 mattes to go with it. It seemed to be like cooler tone browns with an interesting shifty shade, so I wanted to try that. And this was limited edition when I was at Superdrug, and this is Cherry Kiss. This is perhaps a little bit warm toned and a little bit berry rather than cherry to me, but we'll see. I do like these 5 pans from MUA. And then a brand I haven't tried in years is Morphe, and then they did their rebrand. A lot of people on TikTok seem to either love them or hate them, but then I was in Superdrug and I found this 6 pan called Cyber Chrome, and I was like, that has my name written all over it. Again here with some like shifty shades. This is more of a silver metallic, and this is like a lilac purple blue sort of thing, but it's a very subtle shift. We get some gray tones in here, and then this weird warm rose. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but This is something I was just curious after I wanted to try, and this wasn't hugely expensive. It was about £15 or so. So pretty doable. The Black Friday purchase I made for myself is the Starry Skies from Gloss Gods. I already showed this to you in a haul on Saturday, and I said then that since I was already able to swatch this, that it looks to me like it's going to be very similar to Natasha Denona Xenon, but then more impactful, because the Xenon is quite soft, and if you are not into that sort of thing, you want more pigmentation, then this can be nice. It does have a lot of shimmers in here as well, which makes me really happy. And when Gloss Gods, one of my favorite eyeshadow brands, does a very cool tone palette, you know I have to try it ASAP. But I didn't get it in on time for my December review. It was delayed, and then they misplaced my package. It was a whole thing. So I actually haven't had this in for such a long time yet, but doing it as quickly as I can. And then if you saw my haul, then you know I picked up the Nomad Christmas palette. This is the Christmas market one. I still need to take pictures of this one though. I haven't gotten around to it yet because of the weird lighting we've been having all weekend. I haven't been able to take pictures yet. So here's what that looks like. It's got 3 mattes on either side, and then this entire sort of Christmas tree is shimmers. So I'm looking forward to trying that. So those I'm certain I will try, but I do think I want to already put some of my YESSTYLE purchases into my review as well. So this is the Cheer Yep X Freya Dreamcatcher, which is this really nice soft neutral with a pop of baby blue kind of palette. So I do think I'm going to put that one in, because how perfect is this for January? So this I'm pretty certain, solid on, I'm going to try this month. Starcore is the one with all the buzz online. Like this one, everybody seems to love and look forward to. It's definitely a little bit different, a little bit edgy. I may have to push this into my February review, because if I try too many things in January, I won't have any time to go back to old favorites. And as you know, I always like to go back to old favorites as well. So this one is still a little up in the air. Again, these two I still need to take pictures of, so I have no clue what these can do yet. And then the old favorites I want to go back to are these bits here. So this is a trio from Glossier. This is their monochrome in mist. It's this really nice sort of dusty purple. Really pretty. I want to try some cool tones. So that's also why I selected the Longing by Blend Bunny. Now that I've tried their Beauty Below and I really enjoyed it, I was like, maybe I just need to give some of my other Blend Bunny palettes another whirl. And I saw a creator do a look with this stunning duochrome that this has, and it just made me want to like play with it again. So doing that. Then the Winter Wonderland, of course, if we're gonna do these kind of shades, it's gonna be January. So something brighter and colorful for that moment. And that is one of my favorite palettes by Cosmic Brushes. And the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. Like, if I want to do something neutral, then I think this can be a good pick for this month. And then we have my Bella Beauté bar, Realm of Fairies. This was one of my top favorites of 2025. And I was looking at this again when I was ranking my palettes. I was like, I need to use this again in January. Because if there is a time of year that this grungy, gray, bluish, purple, sort of whimsical, fairy-esque palette is going to work for me, it's this time of year. So those are all the palettes I'm selecting. And that's everything that I'm going to be using, makeup-wise, in my Shop My Stash for the month of January. So thanks so much for being here today. Let me know in a comment down below what makeup you are looking to use up. I would love to know. And check back every month, because on the first Tuesday of every month, I post a new Shop My Stash where I talk you through things like, what was I using? Was it successful? Yes or no? Is there anything new I'm testing out? Those reviews then go up on the blog first. And then once I've tried enough, I make videos with them as well. And of course, you can see the progress on whether I'm actually able to use up these foundations as well. So there's definitely a lot more content coming your way. If there's just one video you watch on my channel, make it this one, because I think this one you really get the gist of how I use my makeup and what I like to do with my makeup as well. So there you go. That's this video for sure. Check back for more if you do want other makeup content. I do make 4 videos a week over on this channel, once a week on my second channel. That's called Floating in Books, and it's all about books, travel, and fashion. And then I do make some coloring content over on TikTok. And if you want a little bit of insight in my personal life, you can follow Instagram, but I hardly ever post on there unless I'm doing something fun. So yeah, there's that. So thanks so much for watching me here today. Take care, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye!